Hello, viewers. Welcome to Elite Mind Podcast. We are IT solution providers to our customers, and we also help them with their digital transformation journey, which helps them become a efficient and productive business. Today on our podcast, we have a very special guest, Mr. Vikram.
Hello.
Mr. Vikram is the procurement head at Red Leaf Impex, and today we are gonna talk to Mr. Vikram and ask questions around how the procurement departments functions and what are the nitty-gritties and challenges they face in a day-to-day basis, and how can technology help them, and how is technology helping them making their process efficient.
Right.
Mr. Vikram, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Ranjit. And I would like to thank all the team members of Elite Minds who have, contacted us. And my company said that you are the one who will go to their podcast, and I'm highly honored. It's been a privilege to come here and have a word with you and discuss all the things that we face every day. And especially that there are companies like Elite Minds who are helping our companies in streamlining the process, which is absolutely amazing.
Thank you for a wonderful introduction, Mr. Vikram. Great. So, Mr. Vikram, we'll quickly jump into our question and answer session and start with the podcast.
Please.
So, Mr. Vikram, what is a approximate purchase spend for Red Leaf Impex for an year?
Wow, that's a great question. I mean, I was not expecting a great question at the first low, but yes. Well, I will tell you about our past, how we started. So we were taking only 10 crores if I talk about 15 years back, but in 24 our budget was 500 crores.
Wow.
A purchase spend, if I talk about a particular purchase spend. And now, because our company and our team, they are working very well. And just because all our hard work, we are getting the clients, we're getting the revenue. So we have now increased our purchase spend, and now it's 550 crores.
Okay, that's a great increase. It's an increase by 10%.
Yes, exactly.
Great, awesome. And I'm presuming the same way the team size is also growing for your company?
Yes, team size is also growing. So if I talk about my whole finance department, that has almost 120 people I have. And if I concentrate on my purchase department, we have a team of more than 50.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's a big purchase team.
Yes, that is a big purchase team, and let me tell you, Ranjit, we are a team that concentrates only on one focus thing, is that we need to increase our purchase department, our purchase area, as well as what I believe in, that if we are dealing with so many vendors, so many the companies who wants to work with us, and if there is a proper workflow in between our vendors as well as our company, that means there is a win-win situation for everyone.
So that's a great insight, Mr. Vikram. In fact, this was my next question, that when you have such a big purchase spend and such a big team,
Right.
then I was just wondering how many suppliers or vendors on an average do you manage in a year? So that must be huge.
Yes, it is huge, Ranjit, and let me tell you, it is quite painful as well. Painful in the sense that every day when we are dealing with so many vendors, so many suppliers, at one point you'll come into a situation where you say that, my God, I have one invoice, I have another invoice, and what is going on? So many invoices are there. So I have seen my team, who are well trained right now, who have been in this industry for past 15 years, they even face such situations that they say, sir, I have lost one invoice. I was working on one invoice, and suddenly we have received 300 more invoices. And how do we allocate those invoices is such a big task still for us right now.
Of course, or managing all the invoices, managing all the proposals from your vendors and suppliers.
Right.
So that becomes a very difficult task for the purchase team. So, Mr. Vikram, how are you managing your purchase processes in the current state of affairs? And Do you have digital solutions to help your team?
Well, Ranjit, our company do have digital solutions. I will not, ignore this fact. But if I talk about my purchasing department, we are still facing some issues over there because if I talk about our vendors, we have, let's say we have X amount of vendors we are dealing with. So about the vendor tracking, and tracking in the sense that how many vendors we are currently dealing with on one particular product, because we have several products, and for that several products we have several vendors.
Right.
So concentrating on one product and then focusing on those vendors is a very difficult task.
Right.
Right. And the second thing which we face every day is making the purchase orders.
Okay.
Let's say if I have to make a purchase, 100 purchase orders for a day. Now, printing that thing manually and sending to those vendors is a difficult job,
Right.
So what I'm trying to say is our time wastage over there is quite high, right? And the most important part is that vendors, when they start bidding to us, right, we will not be able to, we don't have any process or a system where we can track that. They call us, they send the formal letters to us about the bidding, and then we, take out all those letters and, we are checking out, okay, so this is the vendor, they have
comparisons.
So that comparison requires at least 3 or 4 manpower. So just imagine how much time we are, wasting on that. And
of course,
we are actually looking for that process or that system which integrates into our current that we are using, that our company is using, so that we can do all these things in a single process. As in fact, if I believe that there must be a system as well where the vendors can, track how many purchase orders we have sent to them.
Yes.
So this is what we need actually.
In fact, I was coming to this question that what are the main challenges you and your team as purchase department face in a day-to-day scenario, which can actually be addressed by technology?
I believe, Ranjit, vendors. I mean, to be very honest, vendors, they send us the invoices. They deliver us the products and all the raw materials. So sending out the, if I talk about the finance department, like I said, we are working with so many vendors, right? And when they send us the proposals, right? So, like I said, we have three to four manpower. They're working on these proposals and they are checking out that they're comparing their prices. And that is the major part where we always lose the track of that.
Okay.
Right? And if we divide the vendors into L1, L2, L3, that is also a part where, some kind of a miscommunication is happening every day. Right? And if I say we have a team of 50 and if I'm employing 5 or 6 people who are into purchasing and they are doing some manual work or some data entry work, so that means I'm not using my workforce up to 100%.
True.
And that way we are losing the data, we are losing the track of time as well. Plus that comes at trust issue as well. For example, if a vendor we are dealing with 15 years, for past 15 years we are working with that, and suddenly if we propose the same, if we give the invoice to another vendor who is currently new in this technology, so that comes to a trust issue. The vendor will say that yes, we are working with past 15 years, we were constantly getting the regular orders on the same product, and just because of that miscommunication or that track error, if somebody else is getting the purchase order for a same amount and same technology, that is quite confusing as well as traumatizing thing for us.
Great inputs, Mr. Vikram. This can only come from the horse's mouth, you being working in purchase day in, day out. So, tracking the vendors, suppliers,
right,
decreasing the manual work of the purchase workforce, having compliant and fair processes of purchase, and keeping a track of the entire data. These are the 4 major challenges what Mr. Vikram and his company is facing as far as their purchase department is concerned, with such inefficiencies which are there in the current system, and how do you look to address these challenges?
Ranjit, I have to be very honest with you. Our red leaf impact is losing a minimum of 6 to 7 lakh rupees per day.
Oh,
And
that's huge.
this whole deal is, if I talk about the numbers, that is more than 500 in a month. So
Oh,
just imagine how much capital I'm using, and I'm with that all that use, and when I'm dealing with a vendor, how much amount of rupees I'm losing that. So it's quite unbelievable. And when we put that thing on a chart, because we are using it manually, so we have to make a manual chart as well,
okay,
right?
okay.
Everybody in our purchase department, starts working on the PPT and PowerPoint, and they make a dashboard and they show it to us that this is the amount we have used in it, this is the amount we lose. So it's quite challenging for us to make all this, and within such small amount of time we have.
I think these are great inputs, Mr. Vikram, and such inputs and such customers have helped Elite Minds to develop a exhaustive, complete product,
Right.
which is Elite Procure to Pay. So thank you for your inputs, and thank you for helping us to help you back. It
Thank
was
you.
wonderful having you on the show. Thank you for giving us this opportunity and being on the show.
It's a pleasure. Thank you.